Hello, Payal.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, thanks for joining in. We'll just wait until people join in.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, everyone. We'll just wait for a few minutes until people join in, and then we'll get started.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, we'll just wait for another 30-40 seconds and then we'll get started at 12:05.
Hi everyone.
All right. Uh, Hello and welcome to the Soda Foundation Global Community Meeting. This is a bi-weekly meeting which happens every Friday, every alternate Friday at 6:30 a.m. UTC. Um, this meeting is primarily for discussing all things technical and ecosystem related. Basically, you can discuss everything soda. We generally have an agenda which is updated in this particular document which you're seeing, and it's shared in every meeting notice. Uh, so today on the agenda, we primarily have two things. One is the announcement of the latest soda release, that's Soda Madagascar V1.7.0. And then we also have some of the contributors from Soda Code who will be talking about their experience. So without further ado, let me now call upon Joseph to talk about the Soda Madagascar release. Over to you, Joseph.
Thank you, Anvit. I'll just share the screen. So this week we have announced the release of Soda Madagascar version 1.7.0. First of all, thanks to all of those people who contributed to this release and supported in our releasing Madagascar in time. There are some interesting features added to our projects, and a new project, Kahu, is also created in Soda Foundation projects. I'll just give some of the key highlights. In Delphin or heterogeneous performance monitoring, we have added a centralized manager for wider integration and support for more storage models. Other than that, we have enhanced some drivers for the host mapping support and performance collection support. We have verified Delphin in Ubuntu 20.04 LTS distribution. And there are some bug fixes and improvements in multi-cloud dashboard, installer, and documentation projects. I'll hand over for the updates to Kahu project to Sushant. Sushant, can you please?
Yeah,
I'll stop.
let me share my screen. Hi everyone. So as a part of Madagascar release, so we are announcing the first release of a new project called Kahu, and like it is mentioned here, it is in line with the container data protection on Kubernetes. So this project mainly focuses on backup and restore in Kubernetes, and in this release we have been working on exploration of use cases, requirement analysis, then some design for some of the requirements, and as well as at last we were trying for coming up with some POC to validate some part of our design. So, so we have provided that itself in our first pre-release. So this let me take you through what and all are contained in this release as far as this Madagascar is concerned. So let me take you through the link. So the first release is 001. So when you click here, Soda release, so it will take you through the Soda CDM organization, and inside that the Kahu releases. So this is the first one. So this is a pre-release, and these are some of the highlights of this release. So first, it shows the initial deployment setup so that you will get an idea like what are the modules inside Kahu and how these modules can be deployed with dependency with each other. And second part is once the deployment is done, second part is one key use case end to end. including all these modules to show how a metadata backup can be achieved for a particular resource in Kubernetes. So right now we are considered only the pod as a resource to be backed up. Going forward, all other resources will be included in this backup. So the another one is there are various options to take the backup for the metadata, and NFS being one of the option. So in this POC, we have used NFS as the provider. So in short, if you take this pre-release and deploy, you will have some idea about how a backup solution can work end to end, involving in your Kubernetes setup involving a particular provider. So there is a link for the design, so let me just take you through that. So this design draft is in progress, and if you go and check this design document, so you will have an idea about some of the key goals. This go when we mention key requirements here, these are the requirements we want to achieve as part of this project, and some of them we have already taken and started in that direction. So this is one document which you can go through. It has all the sections, or if you have one pass on this document, probably you'll get good amount of idea on what Kahu is and how Kahu works. So this is one document I think you can definitely go through to.
Sushant, could you share the link in chat, please?
Sure, sure. In fact, I will come back from the uh, release link itself. Probably this is a link which can take you through all the place. So this is the link to the release, and which will in turn take you to the design document. Please feel free to review this design document and put your queries, suggestions, comments in the document itself, so that we will have a look and reply, fix whatever is applicable for that. So I have shared both the release link as well as the design document link. So design document, it contains key requirements, the architecture, modules, submodules, and some description about what those modules are supposed to do, and some of the key use cases. Then the interfaces which you have already identified at the north side, and as well as for the southbound providers. And to achieve this, the data model which has been put up, and also typical code structure that we have considered for Kahu, and some of the typical deployments. This is about usage side, and if you go from low level design side, so how the sequence of operations happen right from the user till the storage backend or the provider end. And this already contains some of the sequences which we have already identified, and probably we will discuss more and come up with uh, many more sequence diagram to handle other use cases. So please feel free to review this document and provide your comment on this. Coming back to release, and second part of the release is this release notes already contains the instruction on how to set up and use this POC. So this is the POC link. So let me put this link as well. As I mentioned, this is a pre-release and it's the first uh, set of things which we have put for the metadata backup using NFS provider. And if you see this end-to-end flow, let me just open this. So what we are doing here is we have a KATS API server, and we have right now the only the backup controller, and we have metadata provider pod, which is running along with the meta service sidecar and NFS provider. So user comes and deploys his backup request in the form of backup CR. So he tells the include resources to be, his intention is to include pod and which namespace, whichever namespace to be included. So right now only pod is supported. Going forward, there will be, you will have many more option to select in include resources, or as well as you can keep it blank to select all the resources in your backup. So once that is done, our backup controller will be watching for this request, and it will consume the request. Then it will transfer it to the meta service to perform the backup, and meta service with the help of NFS provider will help to upload this uh, backup to a server, NFS server. And this is what is initial POC. And so this is the environment which we have used. So you people can pay attention if you are trying. You can use this set of this environment which we have already tested. That is, we have used to Ubuntu 18.04, and KATS version we used is 1.24. But shouldn't really matter as long as, because the CRD support is available from quite some time. And Go version we used is 117.2. Even we can use higher versions to test this. And this is the detailed step of executing. So this step contains, I mean, this includes the steps right from taking the code from Kahu branch, building it, creating the binaries, and creating Docker images for this. And we have used the kind setup. So if you are using a kind setup, you can right away follow all the steps. But if your cluster, if you have other your setup is cluster is set up in other way, you can accordingly follow some of the steps related to image upload. Once this is done, then this is some steps to set up an NFS server. It is external to our framework. So NFS server will be set up, and this information will be provided in the framework to connect. And we have some set of CRDs, which like we have seen backup, which we have used in specifying the backup specification. So we will deploy those set of CRDs first, and we will also deploy an NFS server. And once these are set up, we will also deploy a backup controller and a sample application. Once a sample application is available, we use that pod, and then we just this is the pod YAML. This is the backup YAML. So this backup includes pod as the backup object. So once this is done, you will also be able to see some backup object is created at the Kubernetes side, and at the NFS side, you can go and verify like the backup you intended to do is present at your NFS server. So this is the end-to-end execution of POC. So that is about what we have released in Madagascar. So going forward, our other part of the features like metadata restore, then volume, coming to volume part like volume backup, volume restore. These are the things which we will be focusing next. So I have shared this design PR link in our Soda CDM group. So all the links we will share there, and we will use in Slack. We'll use Slack for our further communications. And soon we will be creating the issues. We have already identified several issues to be created as a part of development contribution. So you will be able to see those issues coming up in Kahoot repo. And we'll also update once we create issues, we'll update in our Soda CDM group. So that is the release update from Kahoot side. So if you have any queries, we can discuss. All the links are shared in our Zoom chat.
Also, I updated the meeting agenda, so this will be available in the meeting notice as well later on. Any questions, any thoughts? If you are looking to contribute to a project in this sphere, this is the right time to get into it. If anyone is interested, please join our Slack, and you can directly discuss with Sushant or Sanil or Praveen, Amit, Joseph. You can just mention in the general chat that you want to contribute to this, and you'll get added to the requisite channels. Also, you can attend the bi-weekly design meeting, which happens on Tuesdays, where the design discussions on these projects are also happening.
Okay.
Thanks, Sushant. Any questions or any thoughts from anybody else? Okay. Okay, let's move on now to the next topic on the agenda, and that's let's have a chat with some of the Soda Code contributors. So we have a few of them who've joined in today. So thank you very much for coming in. Let's see. First, let's talk to some of the younger students who were part of the Soda Code project. So I see Amartya. Hi, Amartya.
Hello.
Yeah. So Amartya, just let's talk about Soda Code and what was your experience? How did you find out about the event, and then what are the projects you were able to contribute to, and just generally your experience about contributions in the event.
Actually, find from community Discord server. That's a open source student community. So there I found a link of Soda Foundation. So I started contribution. Then and that's how I got into it. And yeah, it was wonderful, to be honest. And yeah, that's how I found it.
Yeah, and which are the projects that you were able to contribute to, Amartya?
Yeah, I contributed in SBK storage benchmarking kit. It's actually a benchmarking kit, so it benchmarks all the storage systems, and I contributed in Linstore, sorry. So there was some grammatical mistakes that I have done, corrected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. We also have Shushrut with us, right? Hi, Shushrut.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, so like first of all, what are the projects that you were able to contribute to, and generally, what was the thought process when you started contributing? Like, how did you go about it?
Yeah, so I got to contribute to the storage benchmark kit project. So initially, I just approached the maintainer. I took the remote repository and I forked it and got it into my local system. I set up my development environment, and there were issues labeled with Soda Code label in the GitHub issues. So I picked a few of them, and my first contribution was just bumping the version of the MySQL storage database management system that That was my first contribution. And after that, there were many issues with the label with low, medium, and high on the GitHub issues. So I picked them up. I discussed with the maintainer. Uh, he suggested me what I could contribute to, and after a lot of changes and discussions, I could write a driver for the H2 database. So it was a great experience, great learning experience for me.
Oh, that's great to know, Sushrit. So basically, you started off right from scratch, and you went through the steps by like having a regular communication with the maintainer, right?
Yes, the maintainer was very helpful. I mean, whenever I used to ask him anything on Slack, get,
Dr.
get the response.
Yeah, Dr. Keshav Minegada, right? So he was part of that. Okay.
Yes.
And do you contribute to any other open source projects, or have you started looking at any other open source projects?
Yes, actually, when during the demo days, I got to know about these Soda projects, and while I was browsing through them, there was this basic multi-cloud project that I came across. So I'm just looking at it, and I'll soon try to contribute to it.
That's great. So, so it's called the Soda Strato project now, the multi-cloud project. And yes, we have some interesting plans for the multi-cloud project as well. You should connect with us on Slack, and the maintainers for that project will talk to you, and maybe you can start contributing with the way you went through SBK, right? Something similar.
Yes.
Take up smaller things, and then gradually you can just start taking up the features and start working. So that's a very good approach. Thanks, Sushil. Let's now talk to some other contributors. Akhil, I see Akhil's here. Hi, Akhil.
Hi, Ahmed. Good evening, everybody.
Hi. And Akhil,
good afternoon.
It's all right. It's all the same. Good day, everybody. So, Akhil, what projects were you able to contribute to, and what was your experience like?
First, my journey didn't start with the GitHub. I just gone to the hop in the Slack, and there you just suggested me to talk to the Praveen, and he was a mentor, and he told me to set up multi-cloud first on my local system. So while processing about setting it up, I found some bug in the some wrong statements in documentation, so I improved it. That was my first contribution to raise a issue and raise a pull request against it, and then I took some good first issues from the repo of multi-cloud.
So basically, you also started your open source journey with Soda Code, is it?
Yes.
Oh, that's great to know. That's really great to know, Akhil. And are you currently looking at any other issues, or have you decided to work on any other projects?
Currently, I was just browsing it, and I'm trying to understand some this I was looking this new project that came up,
Kahu.
The Kahu project.
And it seems interesting that backup and restore. I was attending virtually KubeCon, and I saw something similar like that. It was on I don't cast in. It has seen something similar, like we have to backup and restore.
Cast in.
I was doing a lab with it, so I was just comparing it with it and understanding what is it, and being comfortable.
That's great to know, Akhil. I think, Akhil, that's a very good step. What you said, that you also looked at some other projects which is similar, and you were able to relate. So, Akhil, I think you should continue, talking to Praveen, and also attend some of the design meetings. Maybe you can join in as a contributor for the Kahu project as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So, thanks, Akhil. Now let's talk to some of the professional developers also who were part of Soda Code. I see Koyanagi-san is here. Hello, Koyanagi-san.
Hello.
Yeah. So Koyanagi-san, thank you for joining in, and also I believe you also started open source with Soda Code, right?
Yeah.
So how was your experience, and what were your thoughts when you started, contributions with Soda Code?
Yeah, it's very good for starting the contribution to OSS. Yeah, it's my contribution is very small, just raising a issue about the new feature to SBK. Yeah, but it's a very nice experience for me. And I also try to run the SBK on my local environment, but have some errors. Just failed. We report it in the other issue for SBK later. Yeah, that's my experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Koenagi-san. So, but that's also a good point to raise. Like, contribution need not be, something where you write documentation, or for that matter, write some lots of code as well. It is as simple as you try out a project, and if you are facing any problem, and if it's something which can be reproduced, that is an issue. So, I think that also helps open source projects solving common issues. Sometimes it may not be very common. It may occur only in a certain environment, and you may be the person with that environment. So thank you so much, and we hope to see you more often. We see you at the community meetings. You should check out the Soda projects. There are a few, I believe, where we can also collaborate on certain aspects. And we also have Subinoy. Sunny, you want to say something?
Yeah. And actually, Koenagi-san was seriously looking on the benchmarking and kind of monitoring.
Okay.
So I requested Joseph and Rahul to discuss with Koenagi-san, understand probably his work and requirements, so that we can actually see we have a plan of connecting or at least checking the feasibility to connect between Delphin and SBK, because SBK will be an echo project soon. So in that way, benchmarking and monitoring will be, I think it's a good use case even for Koenagi-san. So we should discuss with him and try to understand and see that what are the priority features we can get into.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Joseph and Rahul, maybe you can plan some specific meeting, try to understand.
Okay.
Yeah, Sanil, your voice is slightly breaking in between. The connection may be a little poor, but yeah. So basically, Joseph, Rahul, Koenagi-san, maybe you can plan a discussion and see how we can take it forward from there. As Sanil mentioned, the SBK project is soon to be a Soda Eco project. So we will be trying to incorporate and integrate certain projects like Soda Delphin along with it to make an overall observability and monitoring and benchmarking with this. So that would be great. So Rahul, Joseph, Koenagi-san, whenever it's convenient, please do take it up.
Sure.
Okay, thank you so much. We also have Subinoy here. Hi, Subinoy.
Hi, Anvit.
Yeah, so Subinoy, I believe you also took part, you and I think Amit both took part in the Soda Code hackathon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just a few words on your experience and maybe the way the approach you took to contribute to this.
Yeah, so this is my first contribution to open source, and have been joining this Soda meetings, bi-weekly meetings, like for quite a few months. And Praveen helped me in setting up the development environment, and me and Amit fixed like a few issues. So like multi-cloud project. Yeah, so that's it from my side.
Oh, okay,
And
thanks.
with a few points I want to add is like that whatever things are now in this release from the multi-cloud side is going it's a fixed by Amit and Subinay only. So kudos to them.
That's great to know. That's great to know. Thanks, Amit. Thanks, Subina. Amit, you're also here, so Amit, you can also talk about your experience here.
Yeah, so I am in Soda
Amit, I'm sorry, but your voice is very low. It's like it's quite far away, sir.
Is it fine now?
It's better. It's much better now. Yes,
Yeah. So I am in with Soda Foundation for quite some time, so around 1 year. So I started in that data archival project. Then like so that time Ashit, you, Praveen, so all actually helped me set up the multi-cloud and the developer environment, all those things. So that the community help is very good, and like if we approach anyone, they are very helpful, and like it is a good ecosystem, and yeah, I think it's a nice journey. So,
okay. Thanks, Amit.
yeah,
Thanks, Abhinay. And yeah, congratulations for getting your work in the latest release. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
thanks. Yeah, that's good to know.
it's going to be a lot better soon. So we're looking forward to a lot more contributions from you and taking it in the direction that we are looking for as well.
Sure.
We also have the Soda Code MVP with us here today. Ravi, hi.
Hello, hi.
Hi, Ravi. So first of all, congratulations once again for winning the Soda Code MVP. Uh, just let's hear about your experience. How did you hear about Soda Foundation, then also about Soda Code, and what are the things you worked on, and just a general experience about Soda Code.
I've been working in an open source from like 3 years, and Soda Code was a very good and great opportunity to learn for all, and it was a really nice experience. I contributed in two projects, dashboard and documentation. So, although the documentation part was small, but in open source, even if you are contributing and that is getting accepted, is a big thing. So once I started contributing, I got really motivated and started to learn various things. I haven't worked much on Angular and dashboard, but after using the dashboard for quite a few times, I found 2 to 3 normal issues which should be resolved, and I tried to make a low priority bug for them and resolve them.
Hello, Ravi. Are you still there?
Yes.
Sorry. I thought you got disconnected. Yeah. So, Ravi, first of all, I think what I need to mention is that uh, Ravi managed to pick up, as he mentioned, some of the issues, but some of these issues were long-standing in the Soda dashboard project, and he cleaned up some of the code in such a way that we are able to modularize some of the authentication features, and that always caused there was some chain issues because of that, and that was the primary reason that uh, some of the fixes were able to fix, I think, some very long-term issues which we've had for a couple of years now. So thank you so much, Ravi. I believe we look forward to having you as a contributor on these projects, and I think most of the changes which you made have all gone into this Madagascar release recently, and that has definitely improved the experience that we've had with the dashboard.
Sure, let's implement OrCard once.
Absolutely. So so what Ravi was talking about is implementing AuthGuard, because we've been talking about that since the time we started contributing to this project now. So we will be taking it up, and also we're looking at people, whoever is interested in front-end technologies, please do get in touch. We have some plans for overhauling the dashboard and also creating new dashboards for our projects which are coming in. So if you're interested in front end, definitely hit us up on Slack. We will start a discussion on this. Thank you so much, Ravi, and congratulations once again. Anybody else here who was part of Soda Code, or maybe who just wants to talk? If you're new to this global community meeting, you can introduce yourself as well. Okay, I see Digvijay has joined in. Digvijay also was a Soda Code hacker. Hello, Digvijay.
Hi, Anvin.
So Digvijay, first of all, thanks for joining in, and let's talk about your experience with Soda Code. I think you also started contributing to open source with Soda Code, right?
Yeah. Give me a second. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, Digvijay, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Digvijay, you're audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So open source to me was a very new thing actually. So I was just into learning many different languages. I just started my bachelor's of computer applications course. So I'm in first year. So my aim was to learn various languages at the start. But as I started to know, then I got to know about open source. Then I found open source fascinating. So like my main motive for learning open source was contributing for the Google Summer of Code, which is based on open source. So I joined a Discord server. From there, I got to know about the Soda Code thing. Then it was like a great thing for me because at first place it was written it is for the beginners also.
Yeah.
So I joined the Soda Code as a hacker. Then I I got connected with the community. There were many mentors who helped me. I made changes in the README files and few of the code changes. And overall, it was a very great experience for me. Like getting in touch with the community, learning how the community works, how the organization works, like how to be the part of it, how it feels like to be a member contributing with people who are much more experienced than you, sharing a platform with them. It was a very great thing for me.
Oh, that's great to know, Digvijay. But thank you so much, Digvijay. I think that was something which you mentioned was one of the key as well for us, that we wanted to keep it for beginners. So anybody who's interested in contributing should be able to pick up. And as you mentioned, working with the community and working as part of a group, where there are people who have different expertise levels, but they're all working towards the same goal. So uh, that was our intention as well, and we are very glad that that was something which helped you out as well. So thank you so much for being part of Soda Code. We also hope to see you be part of future projects. So have you had the chance to check out any of the other projects?
No, actually, I couldn't check out any other projects till now.
That's okay, not a problem. So what I would recommend is what you mentioned at the beginning as well, like that you were starting your open source journey by looking at different projects for the Google Summer of Code. Keep continuing that. Look at the Soda projects, attend some of the design meetings. You may not understand many things at the start, but slowly, I'm pretty sure you will start picking up some of the aspects. Pick up smaller issues, start writing some code. It may be wrong, get it fixed, but that's the way you learn, and the community, the maintainers are all there to help you out.
Yeah, sure.
Do we have anybody who's joined in today for the first time at the community meeting?
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Payal.
Today my first meeting.
Oh, hi, Payal. Very nice to see you here. Can you just introduce yourself very quickly? What do you do, and how did you find out about Soda?
My name is Payal Malkade. Um, this I wanted to start my career, so somebody suggested me to join this open source, contribute towards this Soda Foundation.
Okay. And are you studying, or are you in the college now? Or are you working somewhere?
No, I'm just studying.
You're studying. Okay. So, and you're studying what course are you pursuing right now?
Now for web development.
Okay. I think Shushruth also said that this is the first community meeting he joined, right? I think he raised his hand.
Yes, sir. This is my first community design meeting.
Okay. This is not a design meeting. This is the global community meeting where we discuss all things Soda. The
Oh,
design meetings happen bi-weekly Tuesdays. So
oh,
you can still discuss some of the technical aspects here. That's not a problem. But
yeah.
yeah, I think thank you everyone for sharing your experiences. Sanil, do you want to say something? Do you have any questions?
Yeah. So yeah, it's nice to see I think more new people
Sanil, your voice
joining.
is kind of breaking.
Okay. Let me change my headset. 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. You're able to hear? Okay. Yeah, it's nice to see many new contributors coming to global community meeting. I think this is the highest number of new people in one community meeting, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So as we discuss, I think many of the new contributors, or whenever we meet a developer community in college or in meetups, we say one point that the trick is to sustain. So I really appreciate Subinoy and Amit in that aspect, because they have been around the community either in design meeting or in community meeting or in Slack, one or the other way. They are always connected, and they are really patient, I would say, because many times I discuss with Subinoy, why don't you start contributing? Then he says, yeah, it's okay. I think we need to learn and understand and then start slowly. Patience is very, very important. And then you need to be around, talk to people. That's very, very important. So please continue doing that. It is not just one community meeting you join, listen, talk something, and then go away. I mean, it will not fetch anything. Be there around the community, because we are all, I mean, part of the community, and we are the community, right? That's the way it is. This is one point. Second is that right now, if you see some of the projects like Delphin, multi-cloud, and you can also see another channel called Soda Lake and Kahoot. So these are some projects the developers, I mean, we expect new contributors to contribute. Even we have some very small task or such kind of things. The maintainers can really help you to find out such things and start your journey. So please identify one of the projects which you can start with, and not necessary that you need to only contribute to that long term, but at least to start with. If you're good at Python, then select Delphin. Don't worry about the technology, career, and all these things. You don't need to worry initially. You just need to get started. And if you're good at Go, maybe you can go to multi-cloud or Kahoot and start talking to maintainers. Trouble them. That's my point. You trouble the maintainers, irrespective. You don't think that they are busy and kind of stuff. Trouble them. Get task and start your contribution. Contributing is your interest, right? So that's my suggestion. And whoever is interested in multi-cloud, one of the great opportunities on our way is Soda Lake project, because it is a data lake solution. It's a cutting edge technology project. But the phase one, what we are planning is that some of the components from multi-cloud will be reused for data lake solution. So if you're interested in multi-cloud, as you join the multi-cloud channel, you please join Soda Lake channel also. Okay, it's a public channel in Slack, because we are going to use some of the multi-cloud components in Soda Lake, and it will be very close to multi-cloud kind of development. So yeah, this is what I just wanted to share. So we have opportunities to learn and contribute. Yeah, please utilize to your best. And thanks to all of you to be part of this community and and this time it's much more happier that our release has more external contribution. Even in like Praveen mentioned, in multi-cloud, I think Praveen, only external contribution, right? We do external in the sense community, new contributors, right?
Correct.
That's really good. I mean, that's the way it should be, because we as a community work together. It's not only the maintainers or the core developers who started the project. I mean, more and more people should come and help to refine and take the project to the next level. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you
that's
so
it
much.
From my side.
Thanks, Anil. Thanks for those encouraging words. And once again, I'd like to thank all the participants today who've joined in for the community meeting. We hope to see you again here every other Friday. So this is the meeting on 3rd. So we'll have another on 17th of June. In case there is a change in the schedule, we keep everyone apprised of changes depending on, say, some holidays or some other event or some meeting which is happening. But other than that, we keep it every other Friday. With that,
Anvit,
yes, Han, you have something more?
Just a quick thought, because there are some newcomers in the group.
Sure.
Earlier we had one initiative called Community Stand Up.
Yeah.
Where we specifically focus with the new developers and help them with the task and discuss with them and work together for the progress and things like that, right? So maybe we should consider that to restart with, because we have more newcomers and new contributors. So we can start even the community stand up or in the similar mode, whichever is suitable for all of us, and help them to pick up real task and try out, not towards the release, but before the release itself, because our next release will be mostly after, say, 4 to 5 months. So this may be a right time to try out and fail or whatever, right?
Right, son. I think it's a good idea to restart this. I think we can
have a channel. We have a channel for community stand-up also.
Exactly. So we have a channel. We'll publish this information. Like we'll put together some of the dates when we can start off the times. We'll have to figure out a time as well. So we'll see what we were doing earlier, and we'll see what would work out for the community. Considering there are many students and professionals, so some of the time here and there we might have to consider, which everybody can.
In fact, that meeting we requested one of the community members to organize and lead. That's the way we.
That's I think a best approach, because then it would ensure that the community itself is going to sustain that meeting.
Right. They can be more free also.
Correct. We'll do that. So what we'll do is we'll just start with some initial plan. We'll just go through when we should do it earlier. Like I'll have to take a look at how we should run it earlier, and from that we can derive what worked, what did not, and then we'll talk to some of the members here who have joined in, and we can kick off on one of these days. We will publish it on our channels in Slack, as well as directly to some of the participants.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
But thanks. I'll just make a note of that as well. We can discuss about the timings and when to do that in some time. Yeah. I think if there's nothing else, does anybody have any thoughts or any feedback to share? Not about Soda Code, but generally, or if you want to talk about something, we have about 7 minutes to go. So. It's an open platform. Anybody wants to talk, please go ahead.
You should start giving chocolates.
Or maybe Amazon vouchers. They work better, I see.
For a chocolate.
But yeah, I think it will take some time. That's all right though. Thanks everyone for joining in. We had a good community meeting today. And thank you all the Soda Code contributors for taking the time out. I know many of you are in college and you must be either bunking class or taking it in the cafeteria. I don't know where you are, but wherever you are, thank you so much for joining in. And thank you for everybody else as well who've taken time out. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Before that, you can also join in the design meeting. Until then, let's call it a meeting, and thank you once again.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.